My mother always compared me to my perfect sister. The day my mother slapped me in front of the whole family, she did it because I dared to say that Lucia wasn't perfect. It happened at Christmas dinner. Everyone went silent, and I sat there with my cheek burning while she, eyes blazing, yelled that I was jealous, that I had always been jealous. No one defended me, not even my father, who just kept carving the turkey as if nothing had happened. Lucia, sitting across from me, smiled like someone watching a theory being proven right. For as long as I can remember, my mother lived to brag about Lucia. Her report card was always framed on the fridge. Her trophies filled the largest cabinet in the living room. Her photos and elegant dresses decorated every wall. I, on the other hand, barely existed. If I brought home a good grade, Mom would say, Lucia did better without even trying. If I dressed up to go out, she would comment, Lucia didn't need so much makeup to look pretty. I remember on my 12th birthday, I asked Mom to come with me to buy a dress. She took me to the store where she had bought Lucia's quinceañera dress, and while I tried on a blue one I loved, she remarked, Lucia looked like a princess in her dress. This one is. Fine, I guess. I put it back on the rack. I ended up wearing an old skirt and a blouse that was too short. Lucia, 3 years older, never missed a chance to remind me of my place. If I achieved something, she could tear it down in seconds with a single phrase. When I won a drawing contest in high school, she said in front of Mom that they probably gave it to me because I was the weird girl in class. Mom laughed, and I learned that defending myself only made me look like the bad one. At 17, I found something I loved, photography. I saved for months to buy a used camera. I started posting my work online, and a local magazine reached out for a collaboration. I was thrilled, but when I told Mom, she said, Lucia's about to finish law school. Now that's something important. The next day, I discovered Lucia had opened a photography Instagram account using my same aesthetic, even posting one of my pictures as her own. When I confronted her, she said the images were family property and that I shouldn't be so selfish. The lowest blow came a year later. A gallery offered to exhibit my work. It was a small event, but it meant everything to me. On the day of the opening, while I was getting dressed in my room, Mom came in and said Lucia would be coming to help me with her social skills. I didn't understand until I arrived and saw that on the invitation, my name was in small print, while Lucia's name was in large letters as the guest artist. She had filled an entire wall with photos I had taken, signed with her name. I tried talking to the organizer, but he said Mom had told them Lucia and I worked together, and that it didn't matter who had taken the pictures. During the presentation, Lucia talked about her creative process, describing exactly how I worked, while Mom applauded her from the front row. I felt invisible, as if all my years of effort had evaporated in a second. The following weeks were hell. Lucia began receiving invitations for photography projects, and Mom bragged about her hidden talents everywhere. If I said anything, I was accused of being envious. One night, I overheard a conversation in the kitchen. Mom told Lucia it was better for me to stay in her shadow so I wouldn't get into trouble, and that my role was to support her. I felt a knot in my stomach. They weren't just comparing me, they were using me as raw material to build their perfect daughter. The final betrayal came 3 months ago. A major publisher contacted me to publish a book of my photographs. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I didn't tell anyone, afraid they would ruin it. But one day, while I was in class, Mom answered my phone. She pretended to be me, spoke to the editor, and gave them Lucia's number. When I found out, it was too late. The proposal had been changed, and Lucia was now the main author of the project, with the collaboration of her sister. I confronted her that night. I screamed at Mom to leave me alone, that I was sick of being her shadow. She looked at me calmly and said, You're not a shadow, you're the reflection. Without you, Lucia doesn't shine the same. Lucia stood behind her, arms crossed, and added, It's better if you accept it, because this way we both win, even if you don't see it. That was the last time I spoke to them.